Isn't it Shirley Kemp? She has a back problem, a spine. I think it's the lower part as well. It's sort of like when somebody stands up straight, you can see they're standing straight. But with Shirley, she has a lean when she stands, and she's had this problem since she was younger. And you can already tell her under the neck, here. Well, this is part and parcel of the problem. Because the brain is trying to fix the body, it normally comes up on the skin of the person. So that's why this is here for. So up to now, a spine will be fixing itself, but he's doing it very slowly. Same thing happened to Susan and Sulley. And then eventually, her spine did click back in place and she's fine now. But she had another problem because of her shoulder at the time. And I told her on MSN Messenger is don't drop the cup. And then she did drop the cup. And then that's what made her click her bones back in place. Because she actually put it on MSN. I fixed her. So, with Shirley, this is going to happen to her as well. But I think what she's been doing what Susan's been doing. Because it's always on her mind because the problem's there. Then she's fighting against it. She's not doing the opposite. If she did the opposite, it would fix itself. You can already tell here she's standing. Well, basically, that's how she is. So when she walks, you can see how she walks from the back of her. I've seen videos on it. And I can see the spine is not exactly straight. It's going like that, like a tree does. How it is. So that's how her spine is at the minute. So also I know as well, she's been having problems with her periods as well. She's been bleeding a lot more than women would normally have a period. And it's all ran down her leg. So she's had that problem as well. And that problem is down to the spine. All the problems what she's experiencing is down to that problem with the spine. But because her brain is fixing the problem, then obviously that's what's going on. And there's nothing she can do about it. For what videos I've seen, when they've been doing up the house, I reckon it's pretty good that, because she's kept herself busy. And just getting on with it. See, it's like this here, at this British, this awards what on about George Michael. And I knew instantly she weren't crying over him. Because why would she? No, I'll tell you what it was. She got the word before this that Susan Ann Sulley fixed herself on a performance when the Human League was performing, and she got word of that because her spine got fixed. And for Shirley, she's now thinking that she's left behind, and she's not, because I am still going to try to help her to fix herself. It's just at the time, it was just Susan Ann Sulley. See, I know we've slept together in the past because she's done that. And on the official music video of Everything She Wants, the money gets holded up, and it's like in the shape of a mountain top. And where the hotel's situated, where they filmed Last Christmas, there's no snow on top of the mountain because it's the tip of it. And I think she's worried as well because all the snow's disappearing due to the climate change, because the planet's eating itself up. So that's going on as well as a video I've seen. Yeah, so on Facebook some time ago, I was coming across these pictures, like these sort of background and all that, and a pool, and I'm thinking, them pictures are like really old compared to today. And it was just like, yeah, it were, but scattered onto different people's profiles. I mean, I don't know what she was doing. She was trying to imply her own damage to people, but people just won't click on. I've got pictures of proof when I was a kid I'll have to get them out though. They're on genuine photographs, and I've got one picture where I've got like an L plate stuck on my back. It studied garden, and it were pointing this problem out with her, because at the time one was around, and I was a kid back then. I must have been at least 7 or 8 year old at least, about in between that. See, this is another reason why I did the Swiss playing for, because when I was a kid, and I've got a photograph as proof as well of that, I'm actually sat on the grass, and it's been snowing, and the snow on the ground, and I've got one big pile next to me, and then I've got one small pile at the side of it, and that was from all them years ago. So that's how the passing came around for me doing the Swiss playing as it did back in 2015, because to be honest, I actually did it for Shirley. More than anyone else, I would do it for her, to point out the problem, what is wrong with her. Yeah, so you can already tell here what they're trying to point out, even though there's some guy in the background. I don't know what he was doing, but how she sat like that is what she does because of her spine problem. She can't stay on her feet for long because her legs give in, and she has to sit down and gather the strength, and then once she's got the strength, then she can return back up on her feet again. So she can't really go that far. If she does walk far, she has to keep stopping and starting, which I do know of that. Now this woman here is Susan Ann Sulley from the Human League. So she's all fixed up her, because look, she's standing up straight now. It's not like she used to be. And this was done probably year 2022, something like that, 2023 if that. But yeah, that is Susan Ann Sulley from the Human League. Here's a closer picture of her. I mean, obviously she's got the gold boots on because that's Susan. She's into the gold. I watched this reel, what she's done, and I don't know if she's trying to point out the snow's disappearing. I don't know. But yeah, you can tell where it's all going. So maybe that's what it is, and that's the hotel where they stopped when that Last Christmas Done by Wham was filmed. Yeah, so you can already tell with the scarf, you know what I mean, what they're trying to point out. And then there, you can see it there. There goes, a closer look. This problem will just disappear. When a spine fixes itself, all this then will be gone. Her neck will be back to normal. It's just why her body's fixing herself. Then that's why this is here for. But as soon as it's fixed, that'll be gone. Now I know me and Shirley slept together in the year 2010, because look what she's got around there, and what was she doing to me during sex? Twisting that part there, because I'm double jointed on that arm there. Then you see what I mean? Because that is the arm, the joint there is what she was doing to me during sex all them years ago. She's not changed though, she still has her head up like she does. Yeah, see what I mean? Even back then on that Club Tropicana song done by Wham. She said that's her favourite, one of her favourite songs actually of Wham. But yeah, until there she got her head up. So she's definitely not changed. And it's a good way actually of identifying a person as well, because they don't change who they are. Yeah, so they've written a book anyway, it's the like Wham and friendship and what really went on being in a famous band. But yeah, you can tell there, see there now, same problem Susan had. Now, when it was doing that at the time, that means that her brain was already trying to fix the spine problem. That's why the skin's gone in and then gone in again. As it's done, it's swollen up basically into the spine, showing the problem. But that's what goes on. She's just going to have to give it time to sort itself out, and one day it will click back into the correct position. And when it does, and because she's not used to walking so far, she's going to find that a little bit difficult at first. Then another thing is, when she walks, she's going to feel as though she's a bit drunk, walking off. You know, she's not going to be walking in a straight line as though she's really drunk, because she won't be used to it, because her spine will be, for the first time, clipped back in the correct position, because she's gotten used of walking a certain way now because of the problem she's got there. But when that spine does get fixed and it puts itself back into the correct position, then she's going to start experiencing differently, but she'll not have any pain with it. And the problem with the period pains will just disappear as well. Everything what she's got now will just disappear. It doesn't really matter how old she is, even now. Her body will fix itself. So you can already tell on this photograph what she was doing. So obviously she's using the finger for the spine, showing here, because obviously that's the way she is. And then Martin's pointed out, like, with a finger there, showing what I've just pointed out, because it's on the photograph there, but pointing out how she is, how she stands. So that was all them years ago, that. I mean, you can see what I mean now, how she is, like the, you know, like that sort of shape. But it still doesn't matter, because I'm not going to think of it any differently to anybody else. I still see her as a normal person, even with her having this problem, because I know the problem will disappear. I mean, over time, she has used, that's her in the middle. But over time, though, I mean, she has used, like, friends, and they pointed out, you know what I mean, like, how she stands. So she has done that. But to people, they'll do something, and because she's a famous person, they'll just use her for that, and they'll not help her, because they just move on with their own lives. So with Shirley, she's actually left on her own. Yeah, so you can see now with tree, can't you, how it's stemmed up, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And then she's obviously at this side, just showing it really, like with the ball at the back of her, pointing it out. Yeah, see what I mean with her now? Because I fixed Susan, I said to her a long time ago on MSN Messenger, don't drop the cup. So what is she doing now? Shirley holding the cup and then pointing out towards the lower half of the leg there, pointing out the problem basically. Yeah, so you can see there, it's like beveled a bit on her leg, right there, like a circle, and then she's got the finger pointing towards A, but using the left side, because obviously she's pointing out the damage there. Yeah, so as you can see there with Susan on the Lebanon 2017, when she fixed herself up on stage, and then she grabs hold of the microphone stand there, because obviously it stood up straight, that means her spine's now officially fixed. She got word of this after that, and that's why she started crying for during the George Michael Brit Awards. Because she did thought she was being left behind and she weren't. Seeing it's right there now, it's proof done by Susan. When I said to her, don't drop the cup, because I couldn't see her that day, there was no webcam switched on or anything, and there you go, the cup actually dropped on the floor, and then you can tell there. Because it fixed this part here. And then in 2017, she repeated the same thing what happened to her, and that's what made her spine click back in place. For Shirley though, she's been using what she can because obviously she's a photographer. So anything got to do with anything in the garden she'll use as just for pointing out the problem with the span, no matter how daft it looks. But that's what she's doing, and this is what she's always done. But she'll not say it about a problem, but she'll just imply it on the quiet through pictures, because it's the sort of era she comes from. Yeah, see what I mean? What she's doing, pointing this side out on another video for this person. So she's sort of been doing this when this person's been talking in certain wording. Then for Shirley, she's going to be doing stuff with her body language, just implying it really, instead of her saying it. Somebody else is saying it, but giving the message out at the same time. Yeah, so you can already tell there with her ear. There's like a scratch mark there. I don't know if somebody's done it to her or she's done it herself. I'm not too sure. There's like yeah, it's been done by now. Like a scratch, straight up. And this was all them years ago on top at Pops. Pepsi and Shirley.